Hi, welcome back to the Anaplan Journey podcast. My name is Kaz. I'm the APAC Ecosystem Manager. I'm based in Singapore, and today we are joined by our new guest. Her name is Silvia. She's based in Sydney. And the interesting part is, and this is how I met her, she was a participant in the Talent Builder Guided Program in APAC and a certified model builder. So, hi, Sylvia. Would you like to, say a bit more about yourself?
Hi, Kat. Lovely to meet you in person after having known each other for this long. Absolutely, I owe my career now to that Talent Builder program. It definitely was a board to leap on and take hold of a whole new career as a new mom. And so I'm very excited today to be able to share my journey with you. So thank you for having me.
Thank you. So, yeah, let's get right on to the to some questions, right? I would like to know. I know you shared a bit about how you joined the Talent Builder Guide program, and that's how it kind of kickstarted your career. But how did you start in the Anaplan ecosystem? Like, can you talk about some the journey that you went through after the certification?
Sure. I might wind back a bit and actually tell you a bit about the journey heading towards why I agreed to do the Talent Builder program,
Yes,
because
sure.
under different circumstances, I might not have taken the chance and said yes, but it was just the point that I got to that made me say yes. So maybe if I give you a bit of background. So prior to that, I had 13 years working as a management accountant and financial services in Australia
Yep.
and the UK. And kind of out of sheer luck, I would say, I specialize in projects accounting. And that opened a door to me. So when I was looking to kind of change careers back then, it opened a door and got me a job in the public sector for 4 years in the PMO space, working as a PMO and project professional. And so my project skills definitely increased, and I got more and more interested in the whole project management space. Um, and it also gave me the opportunity to work on a once-in-a-generation infrastructure program. And so that was fantastic. And so there was combining financial planning and project management and all these skills that become very important actually when you're helping clients with unplanned implementations. And then I took a 2-year career break to embark on a motherhood journey and just dedicate time to my daughter. And the funny thing is, when you are on a maternity break, as much as I loved my prior career, it was never something my heart was fully sold on. And so I was always looking for a change. And you kind of value your time differently as a mother,
Yes.
I think. And
Yeah.
so I was like, well, if I'm going to give up time with my child, I want to do something that really fulfills me. And it was almost like someone had read my mind. I got an email from my accounting professional body saying, who would like to join? It was called the Elevate program, but it's now the
Yes.
Unplanned Talent Builder program. Who would like to join this program? It's a 10-week cohort. You'll be fully supported, have network opportunities. I'm like, I had no idea what Unplanned was, absolutely no idea, but I thought, oh, it sounds interesting and I'm looking for a change. And so that's why I said yes. And I'm glad I said yes, because it was a fantastic program. It gave really strong foundational, multi-dimensional model building skills. It was supported so well by Anaplan experts. We had weekly Q&A calls, and they volunteered their time to mentor us. And the most important thing was the networking opportunity. And so through those weekly calls and meeting the Anaplan people who helped, I got the opportunity to be introduced to the first company that hired me as an Anaplan model builder, which was a lovely boutique tech consultancy. And so it was thanks to that program that I got the introduction, and thanks to the program that company was willing to give me a chance.
Yeah.
What was even more astounding to me was the fact that the company was so flexible. I guess in my old prior life, I would have thought, no way that you can easily work part-time and do what you love, but times have changed. But
Yeah.
companies are really, embracing this flexibility. And so, yeah, I started working 3 times a week and working on unplanned implementations, getting the experience, very well supported. And so that's, and yeah, so that's how basically I got my foot in the door. So it was thanks to the program, thanks to saying yes, thanks to the networking and the support of Anaplan. And I'm in a career that I'm actually finally happy in. I actually wake up invigorated, happy to go to work. And the one thing I probably never mentioned is I only ever wanted to study medicine. And so I guess that's why I never felt 100% fulfilled with my career previously. But I think finally, I've accepted moved on, but doing something that inspires me. So
Yeah.
that's the journey I've had.
Wow, that's really an amazing story because I'm a mother of 2 kids as well, and I know how important flexible work arrangement is, and I'm so happy that you get to be in this space where you like to do. I mean, you love what you're doing, and at the same time you get to spend time with your family. Going back a bit, like I know that you said, you did project management, right? How do you think that kind of experience works? Or that knowledge works well with the current certification or the current work that you're doing?
Well, the Anaplan way totally
Yeah.
resonated with me because so one of the
Yes.
companies that I did project management type of stuff with had gone through an agile transformation, like enterprise transformation. And so like all that stuff just made sense. So when I did the Anaplan way, I love that methodology and it works, or a hybrid version of it works. There's so many great things about it. So it's fantastic that Anaplan basically kind of recommends, the Anaplan way methodology to deliver projects. Definitely, it helps a project be successful if you follow the guidance in it.
Yes, I mean, yes, the reason I touched upon that is because I know the Anaplan way is, I do the programs, and a lot of people don't want to do the Anaplan way, but then it's a really important thing, and it's a very concise version of the big program management, project management fundamentals, right? So yeah,
Yes,
amazing that
thank
you
you.
shared that. So yeah, and you want to say anything more?
Oh, no, that's all.
Okay. Okay, so let's go to this next question. What are you currently doing in the Anaplan ecosystem? Like, I just want to know, I know that you're working part-time as well, but how do you contribute to your current role?
So after the boutique tech consultancy where it was great, I gained experience
Yeah.
working on implementations that crossed, like the projects that I worked on crossed airlines, transport, fintech, pharmaceuticals. So that's the other great thing about working in this industry on the consultancy side as opposed to working, in a company, is you get exposed to so many industries and user cases. So I love that.
Right.
But having gained that experience and having time and the tools, you also build your confidence, because obviously going from a 10-week course, especially I was an accountant, to doing something a bit
Yeah.
more technical. Yes, the
Yeah.
project management, stakeholder management, all that stuff I'd learned in my career, very vital skills on
Hmm.
Anaplan project. But you'd also need that kind of technical, mind.
Yeah.
So it's just builds confidence slowly. Um, and so the last 6 months ago, I joined a global partner consultancy firm, a much larger one. And so the exciting thing about joining this company is, one, you get to work on larger Anaplan implementations. You're surrounded by more, Anaplanners. So there's a lot more people that you can learn from. And on top of
Yes.
that, there's a lot of younger folk that are either starting their journey or kind of new in it, that you have the opportunity to mentor and give back. So it's been a great opportunity. And basically, we work with clients, helping them, improve their integrated planning and decision making for the organization. So it crosses multiple industries and, of course, multiple user cases from workforce planning, FP&A, supply chain, the whole lot. So there's a lot of opportunity to do some great work for clients.
Wow. I love that story about, your journey from a learner to a mentor. Can we also can you also talk about how, because you said you are from an accounting background, and then, now you are, building models, you are more like a technical person. How was that journey for you? And how did you, I know you said that, you asked a lot of people for help and you learned from people. Like, can you explain a bit more about that journey?
Yeah, so one, I'm naturally risk averse. And so I think that was a
Yeah.
big lesson. Like I remember my boss sort of going, you can't break on a plan. You can build and make things really quickly. So you just have to have the guts just to, give it a go. That's the first thing. Also, I have a lot of gratitude, honestly, to the wonderful people that supported me. Like they didn't have to, these were my teammates that were experienced. They didn't have to help me out of their hours, and they did. And I think that's great just in general. The Anaplan community, it is a community. There's a lot
Yeah.
of people out there globally at your doorstep willing to help. You just have to ask. But on
Yes.
top of that, you also have to make sure that you use the resources so that you attempt to help yourself, not just us, but never be scared to ask. So, I
Yeah.
mean, with community, Anapedia, Planial, there's Anaplan Connect, there's just so many opportunities to actually, and resources at the tip of your fingers, and so many great people that you can get help from. And you know what? It goes in roundabouts. So now I can take that knowledge and help someone else, So yeah, that's been really great. I
Yeah.
can't
Love
remember what
that
the
story.
original question was, by the way, but yeah.
Yeah, I really love that story. And the take back here is you just have to ask. I think that's a very important thing. If you're a learner, or even now, right? Like I'm sure that learning never stops.
Oh,
So,
totally.
don't
Oh
forget
no,
to ask a
I've still
question.
got a
Yeah.
steep. Oh, sorry, I now remember your question. Yeah, I've got a steep learning curve still. So I've come far, but for me, I used to get frustrated with myself. I felt it took longer than it should have, But I think part of it is just being scared, not confidence, not
Yeah.
taking risk. And so I think I'm getting better at that.
Yeah.
But and so yeah, and the counting skills I think help phenomenally. And no matter which professional background you come from, there's a user case for Anaplan. So if your background supply chain, when you're talking to your clients and understanding their requirements, it just makes it so much easier. You can speak their language and get the requirements. That's actually the hard part, is actually distilling what is it that my customer wants, what's the value proposition, what's their pain points. That's about kind of having a business head, not necessarily being a techie, right? The technical
Yes.
stuff
Exactly.
comes from building and asking questions and accessing
Yeah.
the resourcing. Yeah. So
Yeah. So it's two different ways of finding out, right? What does the customer want? And
yeah.
yeah, it's really amazing. I just love to hear your story, and especially like I want to know what's in the future for you. What are your future plans?
So because I don't like to fail, for me, I won't be happy unless I eventually become a master and a planner. Now, whether I should naturally be one or not, it's a different story. I'm up to level 3 certified. Um,
Yes.
but I kind of it will just irritate me. And so eventually I'd like to actually become a master and a planner. But obviously between then and now, just grab the opportunities to work on implementations, larger implementations, different industry projects. So you just keep on learning better ways. And also Anaplan, the functionality just, it seems to be accelerating, all the extra bits that keep getting added into Anaplan. So that's great. So just keeping
Yeah.
up with actually what's happening with the platform, and so that you can help get the most value for your clients. The other thing is Yeah, so master and plan are larger implementations, and just I think I'd like to also focus more on kind of growing the ecosystem, helping Anaplan because they help me, and also obviously the mentoring our younger people coming into the ecosystem. So I mean, it's a great tool, and so it's easy to support, to want to support. Yeah.
You know what? I'm so happy to hear that because we have a lot of upcoming programs in Australia, and I can't wait for you to be a master and a planner because then we can work more together. And we are also
Excellent.
having a lot of community programs, and there's one coming up soon in Australia. So I'll be looking forward to working with you again on that.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm totally open to
Yeah.
helping. Absolutely. It's on video now, so
Yeah.
I can't pull back.
Thank you, Sylvia. It's amazing. It was so good to catch up with you, and I loved to hear your story. If you want to share anything else before we end this, I'd be happy to hear more from you. Anything else, Sylvia?
No, I was just thinking, like what are the main tips I would give? And for me, it's building and nurturing your networks is absolutely
Yes.
key, and staying curious and, being happy to fail and ask questions. And actually, what I've learned is most people actually want to help you. There's very few people who don't. It's like part of the human
Yes.
spirit, So like, there's no silly questions. Ask the silly questions. Use the resources that you have. And the other thing is just be prepared to take calculated risks, which was the one thing I found the hardest to do. But yeah,
Yeah.
take some risks, play around with the models, try something different. And the final thing, which is one of the companies I worked for that I had a fabulous boss for, this was pre-Anaplan, but it always stuck with me. She was like, you've got to back yourself, Sylvia. And I think going into a new career, being a mother, you start doubting yourself when you take career breaks. You're like, oh, I lost my skills. Like, no, you haven't. There's so much to learn that you can learn and be supportive, and you've just got to back yourself, and you'll do well. And I highly, genuinely recommend the Talent Builder program. It's so well supported. You get to meet great people, and you come up with new skills. And what's the worst that can happen? You don't use it, but you probably will get hooked and want to use it. So there's no harm done. So that's my
Totally.
parting
Yeah.
words.
Totally great advice, Sylvia. Thank you so much. Thanks again for joining us and sharing your story. Looking forward to meeting up with you again. And thank you, everyone. Thank you for listening to the podcast, and have a great day.
Thank you, Kaz. Lovely to chat to you, and thank you everyone who watches and listens. I appreciate sharing my story with you all. Thank you.